All right, Eagles Syndicate family, welcome back into the channel. So, I know I took a little bit of a week hiatus there, needed a little PTO from the content grind of this and my NFL channel. We're back in the full swing of things. Videos will certainly be dropping on this channel every Tuesday and Thursday. And then, of course, as breaking news follows, videos will be posted in reaction to that. But for the offseason, the plan is Tuesday, Thursday, 2 days a week. And then when we get more into the training camp area of things, we'll start bumping up the grind again. But right now we're just talking about the draft and little moves around the edges here and there. And I do think the Eagles have been making some perfect moves around the edges for a Super Bowl team that's looking to go back to back, but also pay their current players. This is kind of the topic of this video. I just want to give an overall arching thought on what the Eagles have done this offseason to position themselves going forward into the NFL draft to replenish talent wise. So, obviously there was the general rumors or thoughts. Could the Eagles make a move for Myles Garrett, Trey Hendrickson? We talked about it on the channel, and I said that I'd be for it. And, obviously it takes a lot to do that. And not that it's unrealistic, but we have to talk about the reality of what the season will look like if the team wants to keep its current core, wait to pay those guys, continue to draft, and make simple moves around the edges as teams that are looking to sustain a core and still compete have to do. And that's the spot that the Philadelphia Eagles found themselves in this offseason. Had to lose some guys, Mekhi Becton, Milton Williams, Josh Sweat, traded away CJ Gardner-Johnson to save money. Guys that were real key contributors to the team last year, and they have to replenish. Kenyon Green, a guy that they brought in, formerly a top 15 pick in the draft at guard, a guy that Stoutland could replenish and perhaps get back to playing towards his potential, similar to what he did to Becton. Bringing in Azeez Ojulari. We haven't even talked about that move yet on this channel. That was my favorite move of the offseason. Georgia Bulldog, used to playing with these guys, a speed rusher, hell of a high potential in my opinion. The guy's an absolute baller, and I think he's the second best edge rusher on the team right now next to Nolan Smith. I wouldn't be surprised. We talked about the Josh Uche move, and I thought he was a fine depth piece, and injuries and, coming in on a second or third down and having a fresh guy fully capable of performing. Like, that's Josh Uche. But now where things stand, he could be a cut candidate ultimately, because you have Nolan Smith, Jalix Hunt, and Azeez Ojulari. And if we draft a guy, which we're going to do a mock draft Thursday, but I loved the Azeez pickup. I like the Uche pickup. I'm a big fan of the A.J. Dillon signing. I'm a big fan of bringing in a Dory Jackson for some veteran cornerback depth. We lost Slay, we lost Isaiah Rodgers, we lost Bradbury. So that's 3 DBs in the DB room that moved on. We have to have some depth there. It's still Quinyon, Keely, and Cooper DeJean. But if Keely Ringo doesn't make that jump in camp and Adoree Jackson's looking good, he could be the opening day outside corner or even the slot guy. Like, he's a versatile player as well, similar to Isaiah Rodgers. Adoree Jackson can be used as a punt returner, kick returner, more so a punt returner, but I think that they signed a guy for that. His name's slipping my mind. Bad Eagles fan here, but I'm kidding, obviously. But the name is slipping my mind. And overall, man, A.J. Dillon brought in to be RB2, RB3, depending on the situation, alongside Will Shipley behind Saquon Barkley. I think Howie's made great moves around the edges, man. And this is how I know that he's done so. I think we should still bring in Justin Simmons at safety. I think that is a move that I'd love to make if it's possible out there. But when we head into the draft, I started looking at potential mock drafts today for Thursday's video, and there's just not a position that I feel like we have to tackle with our first pick. Right now, if we don't sign Justin Simmons, I would like the team to be aggressive and jump up and trade for a Malachi Starks or draft the safety out of Alabama. But presuming we bring in a vet safety like Justin Simmons, all of a sudden, I'd almost be for us trading back out of the first round and getting additional 2026 draft capital. Howie Roseman, I know there was some speculation this offseason, especially around the CJ Gardner-Johnson trade. Is he cooked? Is he washed? Got to pay Cam Jurgens, extended Lane Johnson, extended Saquon Barkley. Jalen Carter's contract's coming up. We just watched Derek Stingley get north of $25 million a year. Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean, in my opinion, are 2 top 15 corners in the NFL. to keep a core like this together, some guys got to go, and you got to rely on your drafting ability and young talent and bringing in vets around the edges. That's what Philly's done. So in my opinion, Philly so far has had as close to a perfect offseason as they could have following a post-Super Bowl run. The offensive core is together for the next 3 years, and it's the best offense in football. At least it was last year, in my opinion. A top 5 QB, a top 1 running back, a top 3 wide receiver duo. Goddard is solid. Might need to address tight end in the future. We'll see how that goes. Maybe they draft a guy this year behind Goddard. Maybe that's what they do with the number 32 pick. If Loveland is on the board, I wouldn't mind snagging him. But Philly's in a real good spot here. I love what they're doing. Let me know your thoughts on the Eagles offseason in the comment section down below. We're back on the grind. And give me some names in the comment section for the mock draft. We're going to be doing a full Eagles mock draft this Thursday. Who do you want to see the team target? I appreciate your guys' support. Fly, Eagles, fly. Go Birds.